Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. Hope you're having a good morning. This is only in playback. This is recorded live, live to video, as they say, but we don't have the live stream going. I tried to get it going this morning and it just sucked, and so I figured why even bother putting it up and having people suffer through not being able to watch it. So you guys hopefully will be able to watch this my afternoon, Saturday, November 11th, Veterans Day here in the US. Alright, so we got things going. Let me get FS to crew get back. Let me get FS to crew turned back on. Alright, so we are here, World Tour Flight 283. Yes, 283. We're at Phnom Penh International Airport in Cambodia. We're going to be flying to Wattay International Airport in Vientiane, Laos. This is Vietnam Airlines Flight 920, which is flown on the Airbus A321. We're going to do it in the FlyByWire A20N, the A320neo. Our takeoff time is about 5:45 in the morning, so we should get another great sunrise either while we're setting up or once we're up in the air. Alright, just making sure my sounds are all coming through. It always decides to... There it is. Yeah, it's not.
Hi, Captain. Just a quick
Alright, now you guys should hear self-loading cargo.
We'll contact you again once we're done. Roger.
Basically, I gotta go through and just make sure all the audios are doing what they're supposed to do. Those look okay for some reason. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're ready. Alright, FS to crew, let's start the flows. Actually, I'm going to do my safety check first. Then we'll start the flows. Flashlight on. Alright, engine 1 and 2 master switches off. Selector is normal, weather radar off, landing gear lever down, and the wipers both off. Alright, first officer is going to start doing his thing. Going with the APU, I guess. We do have external power, though. I'm going to turn that on. Oh, with the dome light. Get my panels lit up the way I like them.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi there, just to let you know that we've started fueling the aircraft. We'll let you know as soon as it's completed. Roger.
Alright. Do my checks as the pilot flying. Overhead panel, make sure all white lights are off, so crew supply off, ground control on. DVR test. Nadir set to nav. Strobe light auto. Beacon light off. Seatbelt signs. Put those off for now. No smoking, or what that's auto. Emergency lights
I'm out
armed.
for the walk around.
Alright, first officer's going for the walk around. Cabin pressure panel checking no white lights. Air conditioning panel checking no white lights. APU bleed is on. We actually have the APU bleed because I don't know if we never started it. I'm not sure why the bleed is on. Would you just have the bleed on if you didn't start the APU actually? Kind of weird. X bleed is auto. Battery 1 and 2. 10 seconds after battery on. Or off and then on. ECAM electric page must be below 60 amps and decreasing.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. The passengers are ready to come on board. Are we okay to get started?
Yes, you can start boarding if you're ready.
No worries. I'll get the rest of the crew organized and we'll make a start
Alright,
in a couple of minutes once the passengers start arriving from the terminal.
Ground to cockpit.
All stations prepare to start boarding.
Boarding requested.
Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Just to let you know that the aircraft is now fueled as requested. Roger.
Alright, engine 1 fire test. Engine 2 fire test. Audio switching panel normal. Maintenance panel, check all lights are off. Put on the radio management panel. It is on. The select light or the cell light is off. Green nav light is off. I don't see any other light on, so where is that nav light? But it is not on. I don't know if oh, there it is right there. Nav.
Want aboard crew? Passengers
Hey,
boarding
and
started.
frequencies are set. Let's get into the flight computer. We'll take a look outside first. You can see the passengers coming on. There they are. And they're not falling through the floor like they were when we arrived here. Alright, into the FMC, making sure we have our up-to-date air rack, November 2nd to November 29th. That is good. We'll go to the init page, pull this right in from the uplink, pull up our SimBrief sheet as well, just to cross-check. Victor Delta Papa Papa to Victor Lima Victor Tango. Alternate is Victor Lima Lima Bravo, which is Luang Phuong Bang International Airport. We are cruising at flight level 380, cost index of 18. We are airtime 1 hour and 16 minutes. We took a more direct approach. There was another one that had us just flying over Laos around Cambodia, or not Cambodia, Thailand, which would have probably added at least half an hour to our flight, if not more. But we're just doing the direct one like in real life. I don't know if that was just someone wanted to do that kind of flight. Alright, let's get our fuel. Alright, zero fuel weight is 54.7. 32.2, 32.3 for our center of gravity. Plug that in.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Block fuel, we actually are going to have 5.3. And we should have the APU. Why do we have... What's going on with our master? What is going on with the APU? Alright, so you can see we have a fault with the APU. Fault went away. Let's see if it's going to start working now. Flap open. There we go. Okay, I was getting a little nervous. But I keep going the wrong place here. We do have pump 1 on for it, so I'm not sure if they've modeled it more. No? Okay. And percentage is still coming up. Temperature is dropping. APU available. Alright. Now the APU bleed is on. With them the packs. Alright, we're kind of dragging here.
Hi, the security and safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Okay.
The timing with the crew, FS to crew, is a little off. Alright, let's get our flight clearance.
Phnom Penh Tower, Vietnam Airlines 9207. Request clearance to Wattay with information Yankee. Vietnam Airlines 9020 cleared to Wattay by Ivo 1. Departure runway 23. Initial climb flight level 120. Then as filed. Squawk 6551. Cleared to Wattay via Ivo 1. Departure runway 23. Initial climb flight level 120. Then as filed. Squawk 6551. Vietnam Airlines 920.
Alright, so runway 23.
9020. Redback correct. Report when ready. Will report when ready. Vietnam Airlines 920.
IBVOL 1 departure, and right down here, let's get our squawk in 6551, and initial climb, flight level, let's go through that, flight level 120. People are already asking for assistance from the from the flight attendants. Alright, performance page. And there's our calculator. Alright, flex temperature of 67 degrees. Flaps 1. And we'll go up 0.1. Typically, what you're going to have right there. The V speeds are very different from what I get in the calculator, so I'm going to go with the calculator. I'll probably say, oh, these disagree. And it might be because I'm putting that in. I think if you don't have the THS in, you can't automatically use this from the plane itself. That's what I want. Transition altitude, I believe, is 10,000. Yeah. Remembering that from our last flight. Okay. That is all complete. Check the box.
Okay.
Alright, while he's doing that, check our oxygen mask. PFD ND brightness looks good for now. Loudspeaker is inoperable, but usually put it at 1 o'clock. PFD, check display and data. ND, display and data looks good. I'm going to actually zoom out here so you can see a little bit further. Put the constraints on. Glare shield lights, altimeter set, flight director buttons on, LS button off, EFIS mode, speed. We got speed, heading, our initial altitude. Standby instrument 1011 for our
Hello.
altimeters.
Hi, Captain.
Anti-skid
All
nose wheel steering
passengers
on.
are now on board.
We're still waiting on the load sheet from ground.
No problem. I'll bring it to you as soon as they send it up. You still have time to do the welcome announcement. That should pass some of the time.
Alright, we'll run through this and then we'll have that welcome announcement. The audio control panel set, weather radar and predicted wind shear off, gain set, mode set, switching knobs, all normal.
Ground to cockpit.
Status page,
Go ahead.
pressure page, 550 feet for our landing elevation.
Loading has been completed. We're sending the load sheet up to you now. We'll contact you for pushback once you're closed up and the beacon light
Where
is
is it
switched
getting
on.
that number, 550?
Roger.
Or is that our landing? Yeah, oh, okay, that's our final landing. Okay, I see. It's like, only at 50 feet here. Alright, cockpit door. Locked. Thrust levers idle. Ignition normal. Master
Hi,
switch is
Captain.
off.
Okay, we've received the load sheet from ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count and the total souls count. Plus yourselves, of course.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like we're all set to go whenever you're ready.
Okay, great. You can close the doors whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'll let the crew know and we'll get closed up as soon as we can. All stations ready to close.
So, are you ready for the takeoff briefing?
Ready.
Alright, so this isn't the way they do it in real life, the takeoff briefing. I still need to kind of learn that. But I like to just go through in here and just get an idea of where we're going. So we're going to taxi, we're going to push back. Yeah, ignore that, it's the wrong direction. We're going to push back to the left to get to runway 23. We're going to taxi out to probably hotel, and then we'll double back on the runway. Once we take off, just probably switch this runway so it's right. There's our departure. Now we do have to be above 3,200 feet, then 7,000 feet, then 8,000. And that's it. Once we get to Mickey, we'll continue on. And our flight plan has us all the way into the VOR, and then we'll have our approach and all that. And we'll get that from ATC en route. All right. Any questions?
No questions.
Belts on, external power, fuel pumps. Why are the landing lights on? I don't know.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Doors all closed. Before start checklist down to the line.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
On and auto.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
5,280 kilograms.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrow ref.
1011 set.
1011 set. Down to the line.
Alright, I'm going to get the start clearance.
Phnom Penh Tower, Vietnam Airlines 920, request pushback and startup. Vietnam
Looking here.
Airlines 920, pushback and startup approved. Pushback and startup approved. Vietnam Airlines 920.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Ground to
Thrusters.
cockpit.
Idle.
Parking brake.
Go ahead.
Released.
Before start
Cabin crew,
checklist complete.
please set doors to automatic. We're ready to disconnect. Thanks very much. Pin straight ahead and we'll see you again soon.
Starting engine 2.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the safety demonstration. Each aircraft may be different, so we'd appreciate your attention to the TV monitor closest to you.
Xin kính chào quý khách.
Welcome aboard.
Quý khách không được phép hút thuốc hoặc sử dụng thuốc lá điện tử trên tất cả các chuyến bay của Vietnam Airlines.
Smoking is not allowed on all Vietnam Airlines flights, including the use of electronic cigarettes.
Dưới ghế phía trước, không để hành lý trên lối đi và khu vực cửa thoát hiểm.
Please stow your hand luggage in the overhead compartment under the seat in front of you. Hand luggage must not obstruct the aisle or the emergency exits.
Set parking brakes.
Đề nghị quý khách tắt các thiết bị thu phát sóng, thiết bị có wifi, máy tính cá nhân, tai nghe.
Waiting for confirmation for good engine start.
Cá nhân, điện thoại cầm tay,
Starting engine
hoặc
1.
chuyển sang chế độ trên máy bay
Check.
và yên lặng cho đến khi quý khách rời khỏi máy bay. Quý khách không được sạc pin các thiết bị điện tử trong khi máy bay lăn, cất và hạ cánh.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Portable electronic equipment must be turned off or switched to flight mode and silent mode until disembarkation. You are are not allowed to charge up your portable electronic devices during taxi, takeoff, or landing.
Trước lúc máy bay cất và hạ cánh, quý khách cần dựng thẳng ghế, cài dây an toàn, mở tấm che cửa sổ, gấp bàn ăn, gác chân, đóng cất màn hình và các vật dụng cá nhân.
For takeoff and landing,
They didn't really
please
push us
ensure
back,
that your seat back is in the upright position. Fasten your
terribly
seatbelt,
great.
Open the window shade. Your personal items.
Four track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Khách cài dây an toàn trong suốt chuyến bay. Dây an toàn của
Left is clear. Right is clear.
siết chặt bằng cách kéo một đầu dây và mở bằng cách nhấc đầu khóa. Tiếp viên chúng tôi sẽ cung cấp dây an toàn cho trẻ em và dây an toàn nối dài cho quý khách trong trường hợp cần thiết.
For your own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight. Your seatbelt fastens and unfastens like this, tightened by pulling the strap and unfastened by lifting the buckle. Seatbelts for infants and extension are available if required. Please ask your cabin crew.
Trong trường hợp mặt nạ dưỡng khí tự động rơi xuống từ trần khoang khách và trong phòng vệ sinh, quý khách giữ nguyên vị trí,
EPU bleed, master switch,
kéo và giật mạnh mặt nạ
anti-ice not
để
required.
giữ khí. Đặt mặt nạ lên mũi và miệng, thở
He's
thường
got the
hơn,
flaps
đầu dây
and
vào đầu.
the ground
Siết chặt
spoilers
dây dây mặt
armed.
nạ. Quý khách đeo mặt nạ cho mình trước, sau đó trợ
After
giúp
start
trẻ em
checklist.
đi cùng.
Anti-ice.
Off. Ecom status. Checked.
Pitch trim.
Set and checked. Set. It always gets a little finicky. 0.1% set.
Quý khách không được mở cửa máy bay khi không có yêu cầu của tiếp viên hoặc không phải trường hợp khẩn cấp.
Set and checked.
Rudder trim.
0.
Trong trường hợp
After
khẩn cấp,
start
hệ thống
checklist
đèn thoát
complete.
hiểm sẽ bật sáng, dẫn quý khách tới cửa thoát hiểm.
In the event of emergency, the escape path marking lights will come on to guide you to the exit.
Tại mỗi
Flight
cửa
control
thoát hiểm
check.
đều có các đèn bảng hiệu lối thoát
Ready.
hiểm. Trong khoang khách có 8 cửa thoát
Full
hiểm,
down.
2 cửa ở phía trước, 4 cửa
Full
ở
up.
giữa, 2 cửa
Neutral.
phía sau. Quý khách
Full
vui
right.
lòng chú ý cửa thoát hiểm gần nhất
Full
với
left.
mình. Xin lưu ý,
Neutral.
cửa thoát hiểm
Rudder.
gần nhất có thể ở phía sau vị trí ngồi
Full
của
left.
quý khách.
In the cabin, there are
Full
8
right.
exits, 2 at the front, 4 at
Neutral.
the middle, and 2 at the rear. The exit line signs
Full
located
up.
in the ceiling at each exit
Full
area
down.
in your frame. Please
Neutral.
take a few seconds to familiarize
Full
yourself
left.
with the nearest exit. In some cases,
Full
the
right.
exits may be behind
Neutral.
Trường hợp hạ cánh khẩn cấp xuống nước, áo phao được để trong túi phía dưới ghế hoặc ngăn chứa cạnh ghế.
Request taxi clearance.
Vietnam Airlines 920,
Sử dụng
request
phần
taxi.
áo ra khỏi túi, mặc tròn qua đầu, thắt chặt dây
Vietnam
áo.
Airlines 920, taxi to holding point runway 23 by Alpha Hotel. Taxi to holding point runway 23 via Alpha Hotel. Vietnam Airlines 920.
Làm phông áo bằng cách giật mạnh thẻ đỏ hoặc thổi vào miệng van.
Do not inflate it while you are inside the aircraft. The life jacket must only be inflated by pulling down sharply.
Clear left side.
When you are at the
Clear
exit.
right side.
It can also be manually inflated by blowing air into the 2 mouthpieces.
Trên áo phao có đèn và còi để gây sự chú ý trong việc cứu nạn.
A light and a whistle are attached to the jacket for attraction.
Trên máy bay có sẵn áo phao dành riêng cho trẻ em. Quý khách không được lấy áo phao ra khỏi vị trí khi không có yêu cầu của tiếp viên.
Special life jacket for small children is available on board the aircraft. Do not remove the life jacket from its location without cabin crew's requirement.
Để hiểu rõ hơn, xin vui lòng dành thời gian đọc kỹ bảng hướng dẫn an toàn được cài đặt trong túi ghế.
Please take a look at the safety instruction card located in your seat pocket for more details.
Chân thành cảm ơn sự chú ý và chúc quý khách một chuyến bay tốt đẹp.
Thank you very much for your attention and we wish you a pleasant flight.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Everyone's seated and secured for takeoff.
Thanks a lot.
Just let me know when you're ready to go and I'll get the crew seated.
We're almost ready, actually, so you can take your seats now.
Dismissed hotel right
No
there.
problem. All stations, takeoff positions, please.
Little sneaky, that cargo area.
Ladies and gentlemen, because this is a nighttime flight, for safety purposes, I have dimmed the cabin lights for takeoff. our departure. Thank you.
Reminds me of the video I just saw where it was like a corporate jet or something, or just blew right past his stand, and all the ground crew were just completely dejected and disappointed as he just taxied right by them.
Approaching 2-3. Approaching 2-3.
Phnom Penh Tower, Vietnam
Approaching.
Airlines 920, runway 23, ready for departure.
Approaching 2-3.
Vietnam Airlines 920, line up runway 23. Line up runway 23, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Approaching 2-3.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Completed.
Approach path clear of traffic.
Before takeoff checklist. Yeah. Got confused. Confirmed?
Flap setting.
Oh, it's my fault. Config 1+F. Set and checked.
Config 1+F. B1, BR, B2, flex temp.
140, 142, 147, flexing 67 degrees.
B1, 140, BR,
Vietnam Airlines
142,
920,
B2, 147,
wind,
flex
at 1
temp,
knot, runway
67
23, cleared
degrees,
for takeoff.
ATC.
Set.
Runway 23, cleared for
Ecam
takeoff.
minnow.
Vietnam Airlines 920.
Takeoff, no blue.
Down to the line.
Below the line.
Approaching
Takeoff runway.
2-3.
2-3. Confirmed.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
TARA.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
PAX.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Approaching 2-3. On runway 23.
Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff.
Check. Thrust set. knots. E1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Vietnam Airlines 920, contact Phnom Penh approach 123.8.
123.8, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Autopilot 1 on.
Phnom Penh approach, Vietnam Airlines 920, Alpha 1, departure at 1,800, climbing flight level 120.
Vietnam Airlines 920, radar contact, continue climb flight level 120.
Continue climb flight level 120, Vietnam Airlines 920.
When you hit the wrong button in drone mode, messes up your nice little camera work. Flap 0.
Speed checked.
Cabin crew, you're free to resume duties.
Flaps 0.
After takeoff, checklist down to the line. Now see, I read in the documentation that there's different ways to say things, but it really only wants you to say it one way, it seems. After takeoff, climb checklist.
Checked.
No. After takeoff. After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Set.
VIET Jet 722.
Retracted.
Continue descent 3000.
Pax.
On.
Down
Continue
to the
descent
line.
3000 to VIET Jet 722.
That was really annoying. It's like every time I said something, like the speech recognition recognized like a whole sentence. I said like literally, and it was like blah blah blah. Really weird. So I don't know which is worse, live streaming and getting the immediate feedback, or recording and getting no feedback at all until later. Well, that's the thing, like I had the safety brief on, and I know the safety brief for when we did the Malaysia Airlines flight was way too loud, and this one, it sounded way too soft to me because I'm only hearing the volume it's at, but then everything else is at my full volume, so I can't monitor compared to each other. I haven't figured out how to get the monitoring all set up right. So I'm hoping it wasn't too soft, but I still have the feeling it was too loud, but we'll see. No feedback,
Jet
of course.
722, fly heading 145, cleared ILS
1000 to
approach
go.
at 1700, runway 23, report established on localizer.
Seatbelts off.
Fly heading 145, cleared ILS, approach at 1700, runway 23, report established on localizer to VIET Jet 722.
I can do every flight in the morning like this. I love it. Evening flights are okay going into the evening, but the morning ones are great because you take off in the morning when it's dark and the sun's coming up as you're going off, and then you land in the day, you can see everything's nice. Alright, we're sitting at 12,000. I have a feeling like this is where the ATC sometimes gets a little messed up because it probably, actually we might be fine. Yeah, never mind. It's probably just waiting on this. There's no limit on the departure, but it's probably waiting on that, I'm gonna guess. if we get to too far along and they don't give us that clearance up, we'll just start climbing. Because what might be happening is that everything with Microsoft Flight Simulator seems to be based around transition altitude of 18,000 feet. Which ignores the fact that not everywhere in the world the transition altitude is not 18,000 feet everywhere in the world. I don't even think it's 18,000 feet in Europe, which is a big chunk of the Microsoft Flight Simulator community. So it seems a little strange that they're so American-centric. Well, it's not strange. I mean, it goes with the territory, I guess. It's just that's how it seems to always be. Which is always a little frustrating with when game developers and whoever it is, they're always very centric on where they're from. Especially, which is not always a problem if you're making something that's very specific to your region. But when you make a game that's going to be consumed around, I don't actually have a problem with it if it's going to be consumed around the world. That's fine. If it's still regional centric. You know, if you're gonna make you're gonna make a truck simulator and it's based in, you're making a game. I don't know how many of those different simulators come out of Europe, because Europe makes because a lot of those countries you can't make war games, which are the big ones over here. So there they make a lot of simulators, which are cool. And just ridiculous, a lot of them. But they're very specific to the region, right? The kind of car or the kind of truck or whatever it is. And that's fine and all. What really annoys me is when they do make a simulator, like American Truck Simulator is made by a company I believe in, I want to say they're out of the Czech Republic, but I might be wrong about that. They're somewhere over there in like eastern part of Europe, middle Europe. And they do a decent job, but there are some things that are lost in translation because they're not from the United States of America. They're looking at the United States from the outside looking in, which isn't always a terrible thing, but you sometimes lose some of that. But then when you make like, it's like when you're making something that you're going into different regions of the world, you need to kind of build your simulator that it recognizes that. And I've noticed that Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't recognize the concept that transition altitudes are different all over the world. They're not all 18,000 feet, but it seems like all the planes and ATC programs and stuff just operate on that assumption. Alright, we're going to climb. It should trigger because we're probably, the ATC is probably not seeing us at 12,000 feet. Because we're at standard pressure, it's still probably at the local pressure. It's confused.
584, fly heading 225, clear ALS, approach at 1,700, runway 23, report established on localizer.
You can see we're a little low still.
Fly heading 225, cleared ALS, approach at 1,700, runway 23, report established on localizer, at 584. At 584, established on localizer.
1,000 to go. 1,000 to go.
118.0 at 584.
Speed I want managed. So ATC seems to have given up on us for now. So since we're in our own world here in the simulator, we're not on VATSIM or anything, we're going to say, yep, ATC gave us clearance up to our cruise of flight level 380. Alright, did we turn off the landing lights? We did, or he did. That's always a great thing having the co-pilot, because I completely forgot about all that.
Established on localizer.
VIET Jet 722, continue approach.
Continue approach, VIET Jet 722.
We're headed north. Right now we're over Cambodia. Coming up on Tonle Sap Lake. I'm getting the feeling that Tonle means lake in Cambodian, because there's also a Tonle Chma Lake right off these, right over there. That's kind of how you can learn some words. You can look around and go, okay, wait, all the lakes have the same name, or they have the first word is the same. And so, but obviously in English we like to throw lake on the back of it because, you know, I kind of had a discussion about China where it's, I lived in Xinanjiang was the name of the town.
Altimeter setting.
Yeah, so right there the RAAS system just told me to change my altimeter setting again at 18,000 feet because, well, what else would it be? But I was talking about this with China. I lived in Xinanjiang. Well, through Xinanjiang, there runs a river called Xinanjiang River, is what it says in English.
Setting.
Oh, it's actually telling me I should do that. I didn't change it. And
ladies and gentlemen,
the funny thing about that is that Xinanjiang means Xinan River. So when you write it in English, you say Xinanjiang River, you're saying Xinan River River. It's the same here. Tonle Chma Lake, you're saying Lake Chma Lake, or Tonle Sap Lake, Lake Sap Lake. So we like to do that in English. We don't realize that it's like, if we want to translate one of the words, which is, I mean, okay, let's do that. Okay, it's Chma Lake or Sap Lake. Just do that. Get rid of the, because it's not Tonle Sap. It's not Tonle. Chma Lake. I do think we have, there's a few places in America where we literally have that, where it's like lake, and we have lake in one language and then lake in another. And we have a few places in Wisconsin like that where we have the French names, but we usually do a decent job of not doubling up lake because we recognize that it's like, oh yeah, lac is lake in French. Or, oh, we have Butte de Mort, which I think it's Lac Butte de Mort? Lake of the Dead. There's our little trivial moment on this flight, flying over Sap Lake right now, or Tonle Sap in Cambodian.
Turn left heading 220.
Left heading 220, at 584.
At 584, turn left heading 360.
Left heading 360 at 584.
At 584, turn right heading 205.
Right heading 205 at 584.
At 584, turn left heading 085.
Left heading 085 at 584.
1,000 to go.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. We've reached our cruising flight level. We're making good progress towards our destination and expect to arrive on time as planned. You'll hear from me again once we're about to start our descent. Thanks very much.
Alright, we're gonna get our data for Vientiane. No, I'm probably butchering that. We'll see if this actually pulls anything in. Alright, company message. Nothing available. Perfect. Alright, so I got pulled up on the other screen already, because I figured it'd do that to us. Go to the approach page, and QNH, we're looking at 1014. Temperature 26 degrees Celsius. Wind, no wind, so kind of at the mercy of whatever the airport, the ATC wants to give us. Visibility is 5,000 feet, minimum VFR. Transition altitude is indeed not 13,000. That's the transition level, flight level 3 or 130. Transition altitude is 11,000. That's where we go to the local pressure. Minimum for, we're looking at runway, right now we're planning on runway 13. We'll bring that up on the chart. Runway 13, we're going to go into the VOR and then come out and in. So that's why we're using the number 1, VOR, DME, ILS, runway 13 chart. And what we're looking for the minimum. Minimum right there is 766 feet. So that's in there. All set. Go to the radio nav page. We'll look back at that chart again. Our localizer is 109.9. I have it right there. And then our course is going to be 135. Now this should auto-populate, of course. If we would actually pick our runway, which we'll do right now, then it should have everything set. So ILS 13, no approach, no VIA. Actually, I think VIA, the VOR, yes. Okay, now if we go to the performance page, radio page, and that will auto-populate. We can also put in the VOR that we're actually going to be flying to Vientiane, 117.5.
Vietnam Airlines 920, radar contact, descend flight level 190.
Descend flight level 190, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 920, expect ILS, approach, runway 13.
Expect ILS, approach, runway 13, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. As you've probably noticed, we've started our descent. Depending on the destination air traffic, we should be landing in around 20 minutes. In the meantime, I will be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. Once that happens, the seatbelt sign will be illuminated and you will be required to stay seated and secured until after landing. If you need to visit the toilet, it may be worth making your way towards one now. You'll next hear from me after landing, so I will wish you a very good morning once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while.
I'm just looking down at Udon Thani Airport. Now, we started descent a little late. It looks like my ATC kind of broke and wasn't letting me know. But I think we'll catch up, we'll be fine. We'll just extend the downwind if we have to. Aiming for 4,000 feet by the VOR.
Vietnam Airlines 920, continue descent 2,600, QNH 1014.
They're going to clear us all the way down to 2,600.
Continue descent 2,600, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Which is nice of them. The radar? I always hear it when we're on descent. There's Udon Thani right down there below us.
Vietnam Airlines 9020,
Cabin
turn
crew,
left heading
please prepare the cabin for
330.
arrival.
Left heading 330, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 325.
Left heading 325, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 315.
Left heading 315, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 310.
Left heading 310, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 320.
Left heading 320, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 310.
Left heading 310, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 305.
Left heading 305, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 315.
Left heading 315, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 305.
Left heading 305,
Alright, so
Vietnam
we should be
Airlines
right over the
920.
airport now.
Vietnam Airlines 9020, turn left heading 300, contact Vientiane approach 119.7.
In fact, we just crossed that
Left heading
river.
300,
Below us is actually the border between
119.7,
Cambodia and
Vietnam
Laos.
Airlines
So
920.
we are now over Laos. There's the airport. Got a little bit of a mist,
Vientiane
which
approach,
was on the radar.
Vietnam Airlines 920 at 8,500, descending 2,600.
Definitely need to descend a little quicker.
Vietnam Airlines 920,
Doing all right.
radar contact, turn left heading 300, continue descent 2,600, QN8 1014.
Left heading 300, continue descent 2,600, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 920, turn left heading 285.
Left heading 285, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Landing lights are on.
Vietnam Airlines 920, turn left heading 315.
Left heading 315, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 920, turn left heading 210.
Left heading 210, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 920, turn left heading 200.
Left heading 200, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Vietnam Airlines 920, turn left heading 195.
Left heading 195, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Approach checklist.
Vietnam Airlines 920, turn left heading 190, cleared ILS, approach at 2,600, runway
Approach
13,
checklist.
report established on localizer.
Left heading 190, cleared ILS, approach at 2,600, runway 13, report established
Approach
on localizer.
checklist.
Vietnam Airlines 920.
Confirmed.
Vietnam
Confirmed.
Airlines 920,
Ecam
established
status.
on
Checked.
localizer.
Seatbelts.
On.
Barrel left.
Vietnam Airlines 920, continue
1014 set.
1,
Continue
0,
approach.
1,
Vietnam
4,
Airlines
set.
920.
Minimum.
766
to go.
set. 766 feet set.
766 set. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
$2,500.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Engage autopilot 2.
Radar altimeter alive.
Autopilot 2.
Checked.
Set autopilot 2. Flaps 2.
Speed checked.
Approach mode.
Flaps 2.
Gear down.
Cabin crew, seats for landing, please.
Gear down.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Vietnam Airlines 920, contact Vientiane Tower 118.1.
118.1, Vietnam Airlines 920. Vientiane Tower, Vietnam Airlines 920, on final 13.
Vietnam Airlines 920, land calm, cleared to land 13.
Cleared to land 13, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Flaps full.
Speed checked. Flaps full.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Checked.
Set and checked.
Auto brake.
Medium.
Ecam Memo.
Landing, no blue.
1000.
Landing checklist complete.
Approaching. 1, 3.
$400. $100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
Checked.
$50, $40, $30, $20. Retard. 10, 5.
Vietnam Airlines 920, report vacated.
Spoilers. No reverse.
Report vacated. Vietnam Airlines 920.
17 knots.
Looking for the taxiway, which doesn't exist. Oh, there it is.
1,200 meters
It should
remaining.
be a diagonal one though. That's all it is. There we go. Here's one that actually lit up.
Vientiane Tower, Vietnam Airlines 920, runway vacated with Alpha.
Vietnam Airlines 920, taxi to gate 1 via Alpha.
Taxi to gate 1 via Alpha, Vietnam Airlines 920.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and
ESX
keep the aisles and exits
set up for
clear
gate
with
one.
the
Crew,
seatbelt
please set doors
signs
to manual.
turned off. Take care when opening overhead
requested
lockers,
position is
as
already
items
assigned
may
to
have
another
moved during our flight. Mobile phones may now be used on board, and smoking is not permitted inside the terminal. Thank you for choosing to fly with us. It's been our pleasure looking after you. On behalf of your crew, we wish you a safe onward journey and hope to see you again soon.
It asked for follow me because it's kind of hard to tell where gates are. I think probably gate 1 right there actually. Yep. Taxi lights off. After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Off. Disarmed.
APU.
On. Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Alright. Ice off, anti-ice off, APU bleed on. Elapsed timer stop. Engine master 1 and 2 off. Seatbelt signs off, beacon light off.
The boarding requested.
He's already got the fuel pumps off.
Ground
ATC and standby brake fan off.
Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please. Microphone check is 5 out of 5. Roger.
Cabin crew disarm slides and cross
The
check.
aircraft is secure. Please open the doors when ready and begin deboarding. Okay,
Parking
Captain.
checklist.
Ground power is available.
APU bleed.
Stand by.
On.
We'll start getting you offloaded
Engines.
in a couple of
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Passengers deboarding.
Nav and logo on.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
Alright, there's Laos Airlines. That's going to be the plane we're going to be flying next flight. It doesn't look like the gate has gotten completely to us. But here we are at Vientiane Airport, or Wattay International, I believe it is. And let's check out the flight on Volanta. See how we did with our landing and everything. Alright, so you see our route. I don't know what's going on with the planned route. But here's that Tonle Sap Lake, Lake Sap Lake, right? Because there's Tonle Chuma Lake. Well, Tonle obviously means a lake. So we flew over Cambodia, actually it was and then over Thailand, and then right here, right on the border with Thailand and Laos. So, if we really wanted to fly over Laos, we could have done that, a little bit more of a loopy flight. Nice path in, no problems there. Landing rate negative 193.16 feet per minute. Landing G-force right on the dot. 1 hour 9 minutes for the flight time. Block time 1 hour and 24 minutes. 467 miles total, and a fuel burn of 2,679 kilos. Landing speed right on the dot where we wanted to be. I like it. So good flight overall there. Let's check out the World Tour map. Everywhere we've been so far on this World Tour, and we'll zoom in for Laos. Right there. Alright, next flight we're going to be headed over to Vietnam, which obviously is everything right here next to us. I don't know how long that flight's going to be. Let's see what we got for the plan. Planned flight time right now looks like, yeah, about 1 hour and 6 minutes. We'll be on Laos Airlines, that plane right next to us. We'll be flying over to Hanoi Noi Bai International Airport, Victor Victor November Bravo. That will be tomorrow morning, November 12th. So I hope to see you there. Obviously, I'm talking to no one right now because we're not live streaming. But thank you to everyone who has stopped in and watched the replay.
Do you want to deboard crew?
Hope you enjoyed the flight, and hopefully see you in a live stream. And until next time, let me see if I can do it. Until next time, happy flying, and take care.